really great friend. I'd like to go ahead and introduce you to the Executive Director of Alliance for Smiles, and she will share a little bit about Alliance for Smiles, and then I'll come back on and share my own story of why I do what I do. Okay?
Hi everyone. It's been fun learning how to network with you. It was great for me to learn actually some new things tonight myself. So having spoken for a long time, I love the fact that someone inadvertently puts me in my place and I realize how much more there is to know. So we're here tonight because we want to expand our network, like all nonprofits, but we're different because we're 14 years old. We've operated on 7,000 children. We've corrected their cleft lip, in some cases their cleft palate, as well as other things, orthodonture and jaw and so forth. And yet we're still only 3 full-time employees. So you can imagine what a challenge that must be when we have a full-time volunteer staff of 15 to 20 people who come from all over the country and sometimes all over the world to fly to another country, give up usually their vacation time, and spend 2 weeks full-time working on helping these children. And I went on my first trip a few months ago because I'm a little bit less than a year in a position, and the day starts at 6:30 in the morning, and you know, imagine you're in another country and you're in an unfamiliar bed and the food is weird, and then you get through with breakfast and you say, okay, now what? I want to go to sleep, and you go into the operating room, which I don't do, but I followed them in, and I was already ready to go to sleep, and they're trying to figure out, well, where are we going to put this? Where are we going to put that? And so there's so many things about what we do that you can't imagine unless you're there. But what you can see when we show you this is how it changes cosmetically for each child when they get the operation, and that alone changes their life, just that. And each child is only $1,000. There are not very many things, birth defects and other things that you can fix with just $1,000. It's really quite remarkable, and the difference is that you go from being a child who is at best bullied, left out, abused, and at worst, unfortunately, killed often by their parents because it brings such shame. They often think of them as demons. They have no idea how to help them. They have no hope for having the money to have the operation. Just last year, we went to a city in one of the African countries to get 3 children who lived in a town outside of where we were. And when our volunteers arrived, the children had been killed already.
Wow.
So it's something we can't imagine. It doesn't happen here. The children here all get their operations right away. We never see them. Many people I've met don't even know what cleft lip is, or if they do, they never saw it. But when you go to other countries, especially people who don't have the financial means, you do see it. And we have some amazing stories, and I'm just learning about them. But as we get ready to go into our 15th year, we're turning a corner. We've been rebranding, we have a new website, and we're trying to expand to a larger group of not just donors, but supporters, people who know what are we doing and support that we do this work and spread the word. Most of our donors now are moving on in age. They founded this organization maybe in their 50s, and they're fabulous. But along with them, we need to have people like all of you who are from other generations and can bring a different perspective and can also become part of our volunteer force, part of our networking force, part of people who just share the word on the street about what's going on and who is this organization. We have other organizations, we compete isn't quite the right word, but we do end up competing with them, who do essentially the same thing. And 2 of them are national organizations that are 20 and 30 years old that are working with budgets of 20 and 30 or 40 million dollars. So that's fabulous, and they need to do the work, and you know, they help to bring a light to what we're doing. However, we're really apples and oranges. When you think about us, I hope you'll think not only of the good work, but that we're nimble. We can turn on a dime. We're different than everybody else. People who come to us, clients, volunteers, they're not just a number. They don't fit into a large group. They're individuals. We work with people's special requests as best we can. We've had stories of babies who are brought to us after we've closed the admissions because they just got here after taking a bus for 15 hours and are in tears because it was their only hope for their child, and we end up letting them in. We have so many stories like this, and Mary Lou has her own, and they're just, when you hear them, you realize what a little tweak you can make to your response and how you can change and save somebody's life. And we have so many of those stories now, and I'd love for each of you to take away an idea or a story, hopefully from Mary Lou and or our video, that you can be educated enough to talk to people about what cleft lip and cleft palate is. And of course, if you find someone who's interested, send them our way. And I think I'll just leave it at that for now. We do have some newsletters here. We have a new medical internship program for 18 years and up. And we also have our fundraising gala April 21st, which is going to be a lot of fun. My partner in planning that is Mary Lou. So let us know your special requests. We're trying to decide right now if we should have salsa or merengue or foxtrot.
All of the above.
Working on all kinds of fun decisions like that. And Mary Lou is someone I met my first week working, I think. She was already on the gala committee, and she was just so understated. And as I've gotten to know her, I've just become more and more impressed with the kind of human being she is, what she does for other people, and how amazingly resilient and strong she is. And I love it when she tells her story, because it brings you right to it. And she's a walking example of triumph and victory and beauty, and I just feel so honored to have a colleague like you, and I'd love you to come right back where you were and start letting everyone know more about you.
Thank you.